Oh, baby. Not the game we expected tonight.
It's the game we deserve.
But it's the game we deserve, no doubt. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Look at that. A revenge game, perhaps, in the making as the Denver Nuggets play host to the Phoenix Suns. You may recall, as Michael Malone put, felt like just a week ago, they stole one from Denver. Really one of the only two blemishes on the whole post-All-Star record, but a chance at revenge tonight. We're going to talk about that. Also, LeBron James, Jokic respecter? Is this new, you guys? LeBron James is a Jokic respecter? Kind of new. We'll talk about that. Also, Jimmer Fredette is captaining the first ever Olympic 3x3 team. 3-on-3 team.
I mean, that's another Jokic respecter.
I bet he is.
Jimmer Fredette.
I'll bet he is. We're going to break all that down and give you the latest updates. To help me with that, the homies are here. Brendan Vogt.
Can we get Colin Gillespie on that team? I just feel like that would work.
Dude, he would be good.
I feel like that would, by the way, without knowing much about the 3x3 game, Jimmer Fredette, good call.
I know.
You know? Good call. Cosign.
It's so true. He's the Steph Curry of it, man.
Can you imagine? Hang on. You're telling me it's easier to get to your spots and get your shot off?
Yeah.
Where's Jimmer?
There was stats on his China, and it was 45-point average, 370-point game. You're like, oh wow, yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, dude. Kelsey Plum was really incredible for the U.S. at the 3x3 game last.
Oh, was she?
And that they they have kind of they don't have the exact same game, but the way that she was kind of darting around, I can see it. Jimmer.
Didn't know you had this much intel on 3-on-3, man. I should have just gone to you on it. It's D-line.
That's all I know.
That was it.
I just emptied my brain.
That was the entirety of your knowledge.
I don't know anything else.
Apparently, Serbia very good at 3-on-3. That's what they play. That's a very popular thing. And over there, Superstar Dev.
I mean, we've been to the courts. They do play 3-on-3 a lot. It's a big thing there. I can't believe that Jimmer Fredette still is finding ways to get buckets. He's a lot older.
Yeah.
How's he making these type of teams? Maybe they'll take Isaiah Thomas after he goes
out.
Do not play a pro-am.
I'm excited for this one. I was not excited. Then people got out. Made me more less excited. Then even the score. I'm back to excited. This is going to be a good one.
It is going to be a good one. And I was prepared for a spanking tonight. I thought the Nuggets were going to deliver an absolute beatdown.
Oh, good.
But not everybody's available. What do we know?
Well, then Adam saw all those names on the injury report. A lot of names. Jamal, Jokic, Porter, AG. They all popped up on there. Let's clear some things up. Here's who's available tonight. Jokic will be able to go. So will Porter. So will Aaron Gordon. Jamal Murray is out, guys, with that right knee inflammation. He is out.
Right knee, you said?
Right knee
Let's start there. Can we stop there? Because as I recall, it was an ankle injury that he got out for.
A couple days ago, what was on the report basically switched over to right knee inflammation.
So if I recall correctly, the first game, the Portland game, it was an ankle.
Yep.
But then the second game, it was a knee.
That's right.
And now tonight, it's a knee.
And there are the shin splints as well, which linger.
It's just the entirety of the legs.
But tonight, it's right knee inflammation. Vlatko and Zeke are also out.
Well, hold up. I want to stick. We're going to stick one at a time here. Dev, are we concerned about this? A guy didn't even hurt his knee.
Very concerned now. It's saying knee on the report. That is not what you want to see, because we all very clearly remember him twisting his ankle. So yeah, I mean, it's late in the season and Denver continues to find ways to win, but for a guy that has kind of struggled with that getting back into shape, this is what you don't want to see, because you want him to be his strongest in the playoffs, because we know what type of playoff performer he is.
Friend of the show, Tatiana, posted a video yesterday that showed Jamal Murray jumping up and down quite aggressively on the sidelines during one of the plays, in this last game. And it seems like, okay, well, he's probably fine then. So are you as concerned here? What do you make of this?
I don't know. We were just kind of talking about this before. I feel like they saw that Nurkic was out tonight, and they being the Denver Nuggets, and saw another opportunity to get another day off for Jamal Murray, who, I don't know. I mean, maybe his knee is inflamed. Maybe it's not. You don't exactly know what to make of anything at this time of year. I would prefer that he plays, but I don't hate that he's taking another day off. I mean, if it is truly he's just having a chain reaction of leg issues, and it's another Jamal Murray legs situation we're involved with, I don't love. But I'm not at this moment that concerned. If this another game, I don't feel nervous about.
Well, especially since Friday is the big one.
Yeah, one of the positives though is Harrison just said that Jamal, even though he's not playing, just went through a lengthy workout. pregame workout. So we saw jumping in the last one. And now he's going through his workout. So maybe this was like a precautionary type of decision.
Yeah, it said that he noticed, though, an injury. You can notice that he's not 100%, though, for whatever that means. I will say the Nuggets need all these games, and they won the last two. So they played it properly, and maybe they win tonight without him. And maybe that is, to your point, part of the calculation. But they need these games. So the fact that he's not playing, to me, makes me think that it's more than just precautionary. Like, you missed the Portland game, that's precautionary. You missed the Memphis game, that's precautionary. Tonight feels a little bit more like, all right, there probably is something a little bit there.
Again, so to recap, Jamal is out tonight, joining Vlaco and Zeke. Available, Jokic, Porter, Gordon.
Hell yeah.
So that's always good. On the Suns side of things, as our good friend D-Line just pointed out, Nurkic is out tonight against the Nuggets.
Aw.
Bradley Beal is available.
Ah.
I knew that was coming, and it still got me. And then let's give a little update on the Suns for a second. 42-30. They sit 8th place in the Western Conference. They have lost one game in a row. Do you guys know what that game is?
San Antonio without Wemby.
Jeremy Sohan, game-winning 3? Was it a
Three,
game-winning
it was a 3?
Dude,
They
who
won
is that?
104-102.
Who was that game more damaging for? I see the Spurs. Winning that game, that's
Could be. Might cost him Wemby.
They could be anything, even a boat.
And that's where the Suns sit. The Nuggets a half game up in first place. Of course, OKC is locked in with Houston right now as we speak.
Yeah, them not having Nurkic is like, that's a big one. Like,
is.
a little bit shocking. I'm not sure who is going to guard him. I don't think Nurkic can guard him, but we know how Jokic turns on when Nurkic is not on the floor. Like, that's a big thing. It's like making sure he fouls out so they can go against someone else. They don't have the bodies over there. So, yeah, I think Jokic is going to go crazy.
Yeah, man. It's like Nurkic has shown a propensity to really, really, really get up for these games. And Jokic has shown a propensity to be like, oh, my God, for real? Like,
Yeah.
Like your little brother going super hard in the paint. And you're like, bro, come on. Like, we're warming up here. So the fact that Nurkic is not out means that Jokic can just play at his normal level and dominate and not have to be like, man, we're close to the playoffs. I'm not trying to get hurt.
I do think that there's something to the Nurkic matchup. Like, I have full confidence in Jokic in everything. But that was one where tonight I was kind of hoping he would send a message and get back at Nurk. Now that Nurk's out, it takes a little of that wind out of my sail. But to your point, Eubanks, Bol, Yoke's got to be aggressive tonight. I hope this is not a letdown game from Yoke where he goes out there and tries to get 18 assists. I hope this is a game he goes out and tries to get 54 points and sets a new career high against this very Suns.
All right, 100 points.
100. I'll take 100 points. I don't care.
You know the Nuggets went 16-4 in the playoffs, and then Bruce Brown said it could have been 2 as well. Well, the Nuggets are 15-2 out of the break, and I would think they want both of those losses back.
I know.
One of them to the Suns in OT, and you have the worst fourth quarter team in like 20 years against the best clutch team in the league. Last time the Suns won in overtime, I would think if it's a tight game down the stretch, Denver owes them one, and they'll get one back tonight.
By the way, the Suns, they're 6-4 in their last 10. They're the 8th seed, only 2 games ahead of the Lakers. So you win tonight, bumps them down a notch. Only 1 game ahead of the Lakers. It would be kind of nice for the Suns to be down in that 9-10 zone. Can you imagine Suns Warriors are like play in the bottom of the play?
Totally,
dude. Oh my God,
missing the playoffs would be unbelievable, and would be on the table.
I mean, I need a moment. I need a moment.
That would be so wild.
I need a moment. I really do.
They traded every draft pick they have for 10 years to build this team.
They're in. To say they're in purgatory would be an upgrade.
Yeah, definitely. They're in hell for sure. Are you kidding me? Come on. They're in hell. Guys, I don't know if you knew this. Oh, actually, we have to go to this. Circle K. Time to ask who's going to eat, as we always do. Who's going to eat, Dev?
Yeah, this is a tough one to not go with a Nikola Jokic. They don't have anybody to guard him.
Too tempting.
There's nothing that they can do there. Like
Dev's
you said,
their best analyst.
Eubanks and also Bobo. Like that is a matchup that he gets to get the ball every single time, especially without Jamal there. I think he's gonna go crazy. We've seen him go insane in the last game, and that's while not playing late in the game. I think that if they keep this close, which that Suns team is not that good. They look good on paper, but I think that Jokic is going to be able to play in the fourth quarter. So I'm expecting a monster performance from him.
Went out on a limb there. Yoke, gotta eat. Well, real quick, just to put him on, let's put pressure on him. What does that mean? Give us a stat line tonight.
Yeah, I think he goes for 35.
Okay.
Wow.
14. 35, 14, and 9.
Ah, Sombor double.
Yeah, just to make it the Sombor.
All right, 34, 14, and 9. 35, 14, 9. Who's going to eat?
I got to continue to go with the guy that eats when it's like when you. I mean, it's a bad analogy. I'm going to make it anyway.
You're into it.
When you leave your plate on the table and then your dog comes up and just eats the plate because you're not paying attention, Reggie Jackson is going to. Jamal has left his plate. Whenever he's left alone in the room, he just goes for it. He eats and eats and eats and eats until he can't eat anymore. That's exactly what he's going to do again. He's been fantastic every time he's been able to fill in for Jamal, just when there's no chance of him being pulled, and also obviously getting to play with the starting unit with Nikola Jokic. But like, he just the green light's on, man.
Yeah,
it's go time. He'll shoot it, and he's been hitting them. It seems he obviously had like a pretty low middle part of the season, but he had a good start, and it seems like he's having a good end of the season, which
that's a classic veteran move.
Exactly. You love to see for a veteran player, especially hanging in the playoffs. I don't see it stopping tonight. So Reggie Jackson, let's go.
You good over there? That's a pretty good TikTok.
No, I was pulling up the Suns depth chart just to
just trying to see who's
He's
there.
look at his Google. Who will eat tonight?
Yeah, I actually Googled that. Well, that question's better for Ask Jeeves, actually. With Nurkic out, I wonder about Aaron Gordon tonight. You know, Kevin Durant will probably have one eye turned towards Jokic, Drew Eubanks guarding him. And, you know, Durant is a pretty good help defender with some good length, but Gordon's strong and physical. Does Durant at altitude, is he ready for that tonight? Does he want to hang with that tonight? And if Gordon wants to force the issue, which again these days doesn't mean jump shots, it means just jamming the thing down the rim. You know, I feel like there's some fruit there. I feel like he could eat there. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm gonna go with P. Watt.
Oh man!
Do you remember last year? What was the game that stood out to us about P. Watt the most when he got to play in the end of the regular season?
Was it against the Suns?
It was against the Phoenix
It's
Suns.
the way that he defends Kevin Durant, like somebody that he has played with for a while. That confidence and trying to step up to the plate, like that was the P. Watt brand game, I guess.
I also think, like last game, he was hustling. He was playing hard. Tonight, I think, is a continuation of that, but also it comes on a high-profile matchup with Kevin Durant. So what does it mean for him to eat? I don't know if he's going to score a bunch of points, but I think he's going to play some really impressive defense, and we're going to say, wow, man, that dude made a major impact. And if you want to know the truth, this series is probably the number one series I think about P. Watt. When I'm like, he could be really impactful in the playoffs, the Nuggets might really need him. This is a series where that would be the most true because he'd be guarding one of those big three at all times, and you need to make an impression. So I hope he makes one tonight. You guys know LeBron James has a new podcast out
I'm not aware.
with JJ Redick,
I don't like podcasts.
in which they discuss the nuances, the subtle nuances of the game, as well as LeBron's greatness. And in this podcast, this most recent one, actually twice in the podcast so far, he has shouted out Yoke. Once it was to say, he said something to the extent of like, you know, when you got some of the all-time greats like myself or Michael or Jokic, which is an incredible trio to like throw out there just to be like, yeah,
said that?
us three, man, just like Michael, like myself, like Joker. You know, so he put that one out there, which I think is big time.
Joker?
He was talking about they win their first title at the age 28.
Yeah, they were talking about the age you win it,
Heath
but
Ledger.
but then today, him and JJ Redick were talking about some of the toughest actions in the NBA to guard, and they were going over the inverted pick and roll. Of course, who runs that better than the Denver Nuggets? You could argue maybe the Prime Warriors, but no, I won't argue. I'll argue against it. No, Murray and Yoke. Well, LeBron James seems to agree. He talks about how impossible that is to guard because Joker can do everything. He has every pass in the book, and no matter what type of coverage you get, he can get the ball to anybody out of that action. Two episodes into this, two call-outs of Joker and his brilliance and his greatness. Has the tide turned? Has this? What's the stem? Turning the stem?
You had it right the first time.
Yeah.
Tide turned.
Yeah,
The tide
we can
turned.
leave it
You
at
have to
that.
double down.
I mean, it turned when he lost 4-0 in the Western Conference Finals and faked retirement, man.
Yeah.
He knew then. And again, the AD conversations quote, the first conversation they had, I remember, there was a great article about it. I believe it was Dave McMenamin in ESPN. And it was LeBron putting his arm around AD's shoulder, just standing at his locker after Game 4 saying, "We did all we could, man." As if, the boys had just come home from war. And I think there was a realization in that moment. And, not that this means anything to you guys at home, but I'm going to say it anyway. A good buddy of mine who loves basketball and loves LeBron, he texted me about that series, and he thought it was just such an organic passing of the torch. Like, LeBron gave that series everything he had. He had that one where he dropped almost 40 at the half, and everyone knew it wasn't going to be enough because there was another guy who understood the game at another level, ready to become the best player in the world. And maybe at once it was begrudging, but at this point, it's a high basketball IQ guy tipping his hat to one of the all-time great high basketball IQ guys.
Yeah, I think it's.
Do you see that note, Tiff?
Wonderful. I mean, on one side, you had when he was like not picking him up in All-Star games, like the respect was not there. To now he lost to him and he's still giving him respect. Jokic is not like the youngest player to win a championship or anything as like the star player. He didn't call out those type of. He could have said Giannis or somebody else like that. He calls out Jokic as one of the greatest of all time. Not like right now, which he could have easily said and just put it there. He said of all time when you put himself up with the greats after a loss. Like I think that goes a long way. And then for that to be at the top of your head. Like the name that you come up with. And there's a lot of people that he's been likened to that are still playing. So, like, I love that he called him out.
Eric, does it make a difference that he called him Jokic?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I mean, but he was praising him. He was praising Jokic.
That's tough. That's a tough one. That's an ultimate. That's a burn. That's a backhanded compliment. If you're playing round of compliments, you know, $1. It is just, I think there's probably something to the fact that it's just an easy one-word name, to say. Like, you just drop, Joker, Jokic, whatever.
Okay.
That's rough, though. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I told you, I'm not a podcast fan, so
I think everyone
not aware of this.
Everyone who's unsure should just say Joker. It's such an easy,
I know, dude.
safe.
Easy.
Just say Joker.
Or say Joker.
Here's what I think. I actually think that I'm with you. I think that series, like we always say this, if you play against Jokic, you have respect for him. Like until you play him in the playoffs, you go through it, they all walk away with respect, even the ones that have beat him. But here's what my real take. LeBron would be smart to pivot right now to being a pro Jokic guy. Yep. He should be a pro Luka, pro Jokic guy because those guys actually are in his mold to some degree. All-around players, and if I were him and I were in his ear, I'd be like, yo, and look, we know LeBron thinks about these things. I would tell him, you can take a little bit of credit for this. You can say these guys, they're playing like me, the way everybody wanted to be Mike, everyone wants to be LeBron. So I think he should become a Jokic guy. When you talk about having a high IQ, LeBron has a high IQ. That should be like, he should be like, yeah, these guys are my children, the children of LeBron.
I'm sure. You're right, he should. That would be insane. He'll do it.
You think so?
Totally.
He'll start taking credit for it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, LeBron James?
Yeah.
With Luka, it'll be because remember in the beginning they had all the records of oldest and youngest players to do XYZ in the same game, stuff like that. Eventually, LeBron's just going to start doing his famous lies about what he told Luka after all those games.
I saw it coming.
I told him, he's got next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll be in the bubble. I saw Joker in the bubble, and I just told him right there, man, these guys are coming before too long.
But I do think
Murray's going to get hurt, but after that,
I think there's a bit of both here. I think everything he does is calculated, but I also think that there is an earnest. I think there's an earnest like, yo, that guy is unbelievable. And again, it's IQ. It's high IQ. And it's what in LeBron's opinion is the common denominator among all the best players that have ever played the game. And, it's what everyone in Denver has been screaming for years about Jokic.
Also in the news, Jimmer Fredette will be captaining. Well, no, the one time. I just teased it earlier. He will be captaining the first ever U.S. Olympic 3-on-3 basketball team with some other guys I didn't really know.
Are you trying out?
I wish, man.
Oh.
I wish. I might be past my prime. But Jimmer Fredette will be there. Should be fun. I don't actually care about that. I just wanted to bring up, if the Nuggets were to make a big three, who would it be, and how good of a squad would it be? How could you build the best big three? Dev, I'll let you start on this one.
I would go with Nikola Jokic.
Okay, I had him too.
Jamal Murray.
Same guy. I had the same
I'm
one.
going Michael Porter Jr.
Wow.
I'm going Michael Porter Jr. It's going to be impossible in a small setting like that to be able to stop him from shooting threes. You also need that type of spacing, but also he's going to be a good defender because of that length. So I like Michael Porter Jr. in that option. Also, I think it will be insane in a half-court set to just be able to just shoot 3 after 3 without having to run back and forth.
That's true. You would probably make them all.
I don't think you can stop that.
That's why Jimmer's going to be incredible.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of running in that 3x3x3. I don't know if you watched it. It's like,
because they don't stop. Like you just click the ball back.
It actually seems like way more taxing.
Yeah,
it's like the way that Steph Curry plays.
My alma mater, Colorado College, actually represented the U.S. in one of these like qualifier tournaments, which is kind of hilarious to me.
Didn't hear about them doing well, but
we're qualified, so
you
got the job done.
I think you send Jamal, Gordon, and Jokic.
That's what I think too.
And you just run legitimately probably 100 finale oops in a row. Not even kidding, actually.
They just run
literally not even kidding. Like, what would you know?
To the point where they just cancel the event next year.
Yeah.
That is just
the entire.
They're like, oh, all right, they figured it out. The game's over.
The game's rigged.
They're like, oh, they changed it up this time. Jamal finished the alley-oop.
Yeah. I think you're right. And the reason I disagree about the Mike piece is with Mike and Murray, you can switch. You're still a little compromised, but you can switch. If you have Yoke, AG, and Murray, you can't switch. Unlike 5-on-5, there's no helpers from the corners. There's no help side. So you literally can't switch. You're going to be playing from behind on every pick and roll. And then, so I actually think it's funny. I don't know if every play would be a finale route, but I do think they would score 100% of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
It might be a Yoke floater. It might be a Murray pull-up, but it would be 100%. And by the way, I think that 3 beats every 3 in the NBA. I think every other team's best 3 guys for a 3-on-3 tournament would fall short. LeBron and Anthony Davis, that's great. You throw an Austin Reeves out there, no, hilarious. You're getting absolutely cooked. I think Denver's big 3 is the best. Or 3-on-3, big 3.
I mean, if one of the big 3 is Jokic,
you're starting pretty high.
Who would Boston send? Just because they're
2 big guys, and then Porzingis.
I agree.
Be hard to guard, but I mean, come on.
It'd be kind of tough.
It'd be kind of tough.
But one team can just run a real pick and roll every single time.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. 3-on-3, I'm kind of interested for, you know what? I'm going for the U.S. in 3-on-3.
Whoa.
I'm going for the
Big
U.S.
of you.
I know. I've just declared it.
Holy smokes, are you?
Not 5-on-5, though. I can't do it.
Can't do it,
man.
You know what's funny? Serbia, tremendous 3-on-3 program. Yep. Tremendous 3v3.
Yeah, but none of them will be. Jokic will not play 3-on-3.
That is correct.
All right, everybody's favorite part of the show. We're going to open up the Bet365 Never Ordinary Sports app and do whatever Dev tells us.
What we're going to do is make some money.
All right, fine.
That's not what happened last time.
Yeah, I got to make up, and I'm ready for that right now. You're bringing up old shit.
Old stuff, man.
Denver comes into this game as 6-point favorites. And this is a team that just had one of the most embarrassing losses of the year. They had their full team. Their full 3.5. Yeah. They lost to Wemby, who had a full... No, they lost to a Wemby-less Spurs team who had a full nobody. Like, they don't have anybody over there. It's just Wemby, and he didn't play. That's embarrassing. I like Denver -6, especially without Nurkic. I like over 226. I think they're going to get up and down. They're going to score. Denver's going to want to try to score on them. This is not a slow it down type of game. And also, the Suns want to score, and they have some capable scorers that are going to just shoot until their arms fall off. For the Suns side of things, I'm going to go with Devin Booker over 26.5 points, 25.5 points. He just got 28 shots up in a game. When they start losing, they just let him shoot every single time. 28 shots, you're going to get 25.5. So I think he'll get that. Also, like Grayson Allen over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
If you bet that, you're the worst person on earth. If you just took this betting advice and said, you know what, I will bet Grayson Allen tonight.
He had 20 regular points. Against them
sure,
last
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Like, it was a monster game, man. You just got to do it.
Blood money.
I'm just saying.
I
For
think it'd be
Denver's-
better if you went and sold like diamonds, you know, like if you went.
Yeah, not even Grayson Allen would take that bet.
Not
You guys
even
have a diamond buyer? Whatever.
buyer.
For Denver's side of things, let's go with Michael Porter Jr. Over
Yes.
2.5
I'm awake.
3-pointers. You like that vote?
Yeah.
2.5 3-pointers. I think he's going to get it up. I think he's going to get some shots up.
Yeah, he's gonna get it up,
He's
huh?
gonna get- he's gonna get it up.
He's gonna be
For
sure.
sure.
I don't know. Are you sure it
Let's-
might be hard?
Let's put Reggie Jackson in a position to do more. I think he's going to get more guard duty. So I like his points plus assists at 19 and a half. 19 and a half points plus assists. I like Aaron Gordon over 25 points, rebounds, and assists. Welcome back, Aaron Gordon. Also, he gets the matchup.
He's
against,
rested.
Kevin Durant. He's a bit rested. He's going to be asked to play a bunch of minutes and to just match that, so I think that he will. I'll take KCP over 1.5 steals for our defensive bet. I think he gets out and gets a couple of steals. They have Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. I think you could take the ball from those type of guys. They even have a point guard.
They never have. The last time they had a point guard,
Chris
it was
Paul.
Chris Paul, or it was
Steve Nash.
campaign.
They do have 10-day contract Isaiah Thomas right now.
Oh, can you imagine? We're gonna get a bowl Isaiah Thomas minutes tonight, you guys.
That'd be awesome.
This
This team is a joke. Come on,
you just
spank
think about
him.
all the things we had to endure in Vegas and otherwise. Point book, all this nonsense.
Let's throw a random bet in for a guy that's playing really well to finish this off.
Oh God.
Christian Brown. It's very easy. Points, rebounds, and assists is only 12.5, which is way too low. He's going to get the
Well.
minutes. He's going to play well. I bet he gets it.
Okay, I'm betting
gonna
it.
bet he
Hey,
gets
I'm
it.
with you. I just bet it, bro. I'm with you.
He's going to have it. And for the locks,
Yes, please.
an easy one. They have Drew Eubanks. They have Bobo as their big men.
Yep.
Nikola Jokic to go for over 29.5 points.
He better do
I
it.
think he's going to have like a 35, like 4-point game. 29.5 is too low. He's going to be able to do what he wants. I would also do points plus rebounds if I had to do a combo, if I wanted to double down on one.
Oh, his
He's going to get
rebounds
it
are
done.
about to be a monster.
Who else is going to be able to like slow him down? It's going to be a Kevin Durant. They probably have.
What
his
do they
rebounds
set
at
his
5.
rebounds at? Hold on a second here. 13 and a half.
Point
I mean-
plus rebounds.
He's going to get 13 and a half rebounds, man. I'm taking them separate. 2 separate bets. I'm doing it. All right. Is that it? Are you still thinking? You still cooking over there?
Did you just shut
Look
down?
look at Dev over there. He's really focused.
I'm ready.
That was
I guess we're done.
That's all my bets. Now it's usually your turn to get one bet in.
No, I know. We were just talking
we
to you.
just didn't know if you were done. You really just kind of stopped talking.
Oh
and that
my
was it.
God,
think we
that
should
was
end it
incredible. That was incredible. All right, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We're gonna go downstairs and watch it at the bar. Hit that like button on the out. We'll see you on the way. Other side.
Oh, I love this stupid show.
Yeah, what happened?
We all silly like the mayor.